A couple of weeks ago, I made a video about how I feel lost. That was from a somewhat pessimistic point of view. I was not myself. Today, I want to offer a new perspective on the same subject. I feel a lot more positive, more optimistic, more me. In the last video, I was having an existential crisis, a bit depressed, and unsure of the direction of my life. While I still feel lost today, I am a lot more optimistic about my life and the situation that I am in. I am applying for work, getting a lot of rejections. To be honest, I don't blame them. I don't have the strongest of resume, zero experience. I don't speak German. That's a major point. But I'm not that concerned because I only need one yes. One yes, and this entire struggle, known as job hunting, will be over. I appreciate my past self for working so hard and saving a decent amount of money that I can afford to be jobless as long as I have been. I appreciate my family for helping me out financially as well. I appreciate my second family for letting my wife and I stay in their home. I know it's not normal for them. They're Westerner. They want to kick out their children as soon as possible. I don't know why, but that's the culture of the West. We just gotta go with the cards that was dealt. The other aspect, there are so many people working jobs they hate and doesn't pay as well. Let's say I get a decent job, right? This job hunting will be over. Not great, the pay, but it's enough to get by. I will go to work hating that job and then will probably quit and then start this whole process again. This joblessness has provided me free time to really engage in this hobby that is YouTube that could one day turn into a job. I got all day to write script, film, and edit. I'm gonna appreciate this free time I have. Yes, there's an inner monologue of me being a failure, not making enough money. However, I'm selling some of my clothes. I make money, not consistent, but money is being made. I have savings, by the way, so money is not a big obstacle right now. I can sleep whenever I want and wake up whenever I want on most days. I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm sure my wife and my family probably think I'm a piece of shit, which I probably am, but one day I'm gonna get that yes from an employer and then all of this will go away. I gotta wake up early, I gotta go to work, and then I'm gonna be like, damn, why didn't I appreciate that time, or why did I have to feel like shit on those days when I could have truly enjoyed it? Why not take advantage of this shit, do my best to ignore the inner voice and possibly external voices. My family hasn't said anything. I'm sure they're thinking about it. I would be too. What I will say is work is not everything. When we die, we will not remember our work and our work will not remember us. I was taught by my family and the philosophy I study and just movies and films and just living through life. When we die, we think about our family and friends, or at least we should. Our time spent together. Work is simply work. Yes, it would be great to work at a job that we love, but for most people, they work because they have to. I will have to work because I have to. So I'm gonna appreciate this time that I have. I'm going to appreciate walking my beautiful dog Bonnie. I'm gonna appreciate buying food for my two kids. I'm gonna appreciate the time that I have in this home with my family. I'm gonna remember this 5 to 7 month of joblessness more than I will remember at some work I will get in the future or in the past. Work is simply work. We work to spend time with family. I have time to spend with my family right now. I am going to take advantage of this. German. I don't understand the language, but it could be worse. I could have moved to a country that doesn't have Latin-based alphabet. I can't pronounce certain words or letters, but I can make out some of the words. While yes, I'm shy to speak German, most people speak English. If they don't, I can pull out my phone. We do what we gotta do to get what we want. Most of the music we listen to are in English. TV shows, YouTube, a lot of good thing to know that is in English. The situation could have been so much worse. Imagine I only speak Cambodian, moved to Germany, can't speak German, so I gotta speak broken English because that's the common ground language. That would have been so much more difficult. So everything is fine. It is not the end of the world. My wife and family have put pressure on me to learn German. I will learn in due time. It's not like, oh shit, Makasy, if you don't learn German completely in 2027, it's gonna be illegal to learn German. Yes, it would help my daily life and work to know German, but it is okay. English is a great backup. I am learning. I'm learning as fast as I can. I'm putting in an effort. It's not like I'm just not doing anything. I can read and write a bit better than speaking, but it's a bit intimidating speaking. I'm a naturally shy person. I am not as outgoing as my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my kids. They don't know how my brain works. They sometimes ask me to speak German to them and putting me on the spot, but they don't know what that does to my brain. Think asking a nervous person having an anxiety attack to stop jittering and stop being anxious. It's not the same, but it's similar. I am going at a pace I am comfortable with. My family and friends are encouraging me or putting me in the uncomfortable situation because they want to help. It comes from a good place. It may land wrong on my end, but I understand their point of view. It's not the end of the world though. When I was moving from Cambodia to America, it was more urgent. I needed to learn English as fast as I could because I have no backup. Here, I have English. That could also be my Achilles heel, but for now, it is fine. I talk about trying in my other video. My wife won't like what I'm gonna say, my family won't either, but I truly don't care. Let me provide some nuances to that. I am choosing to enjoy the time that I have. I think my wife and my family want me to look like I'm struggling a bit more, but that's not me. I am doing what I can and at the pace that I can. I'm applying for jobs. I'm looking when I can to see what else has been posted. It's now up to the employer to look at my resume and turn me down and see if they want me. All I can do is apply. All of us have worked hard. I have worked hard too. I can have this opportunity, this luxury to apply for work and not take any jobs that I will hate and probably quit soon. We are afforded that luxury. Money has been able to provide me this luxury. Should we not take advantage? We have the ray gun in our hands now. The game is a bit easier. Do you want me to throw it away and get a pistol instead? Why not take advantage of that luxury? We save the money for this specific reason. Yes, it's not an ideal situation, but it's not like since I can't work, we can't pay rent, have no food, struggling immensely. So no, I'm not gonna look or pretend to worry all the time when worrying doesn't help. If one day worrying helps an employee hire me faster, I will do that. Until then, I will do what I can and wait and enjoy the time I have as a jobless piece of shit. The end is death. Who gives a shit? Why try so hard? We're not gonna go out easier. To make things a bit more dramatic, I could be hit by a car tomorrow. Would my family have wanted me to cry about my joblessness on the last day of Earth? Everything is fine. I still have money to support myself. Worst case scenario, let's say my extended family said, Makasy, we don't want you in the house anymore. You're a piece of shit. We don't like your attitude, and it is worry-free attitude. Let's say my wife said, Makasy, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're not doing enough in my eyes. If my family kick me out, I can find a hotel to stay for a week. I can look for a small house to rent. If my wife wants to leave me over this, I can't help it. Shit happens. I might just have to move forward. I will look for a house in Germany. I can go for a couple of months retreat to reset my brain and body to Japan, to Hong Kong, to wherever. And then I can choose to either stay in Germany or move back to the US. When I go back to the US, I will speak the language. I will work at the restaurant I worked at and apply for jobs in the meantime. Maybe by that time, my YouTube would have worked out and I can live off of YouTube. Those points are dramatic, but the point is I'm not gonna pretend to worry or be worried all of the time. Yes, here and there I put the pressure on myself, but same example as sickness. I can laugh while I'm sick. I can watch a show and put a smile while I'm sick. It doesn't mean that I'm not sick anymore, but I'm not going to pretend to look and pretend to feel like a piece of shit all the time. In this life, shit happens. 2 years ago, I didn't know I was moving to Germany. I adapted well to the new situation. I never thought I would leave the US 5 years ago. I was 22. My last semester, COVID hit and we had to do school online. I adapted so well. People were struggling with the lack of structure, blah, 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 blah. I adapted so well because I study well on my own. Professors at uni just read off a slide and from the books. I can do that on my own. Piece of cake. The point is, who cares? We will die anyway. Find that pocket of space and time where you can enjoy, where you can feel some semblance of happiness. Since I'm jobless, would you, yes you, the person watching, would you want me to cry and constantly feel like a piece of shit all the time because I don't have a job? Are our lives really defined by whether we have a job or not? I recently watched a movie called The Lobster. It's a deconstruction of modern society and their obsession with relationships. Single people are pushed out of society in that movie. I can make a parallel to jobless people being pushed out of society. Were viewed as outsider, the weirdos. The point of The Lobster was to show us how dumb it was to fixate so much on a relationship. We can do that about jobs as well. I question why we needed to feel pain in the last video. I don't mind pain. Pain simply comes with life. Think eating an egg. It would be great if we don't have to cook the egg and it doesn't come out of the shell. I wish chicken would just poop out of cooked eggs, but that isn't how life works and we can't fight pain. It's part of life. So what can we do? We feel it when it's here. We look for ways to solve the problem to release the pain. If we do all that we can and the pain is still here, ignore it until the very next day until you can do it again to solve it. Think sending your tax return to the IRS. You did everything you could. Now you have to wait and say, okay, you did it correctly, we're good, or we need some more information from you. In that pocket of time, worrying and stressing out isn't going to help. We did all that we could. If we can't solve the problem today, we've done everything we could in that moment, we wait until tomorrow to try to solve it again. And again, and again. Pain and problems will always exist, just in different forms. I might have confused or put problems and pain together here, but I hope some of it makes sense to you. Oh, we can also apply this to control. Okay, so I can't buy a plane ticket and fly to a random country because I have to be here with my wife. I have to learn German, learn the culture, learn to live with my wife, and apply for jobs. I can't change that. So what I would do, I will make the most of my situation. I live in Germany. Lots of beautiful sights I haven't seen. Let's enjoy what Munich has to offer. Again, I believe in determinism. So my life is meant to be here right now. I am meant to be here right now. I am exactly where my previous experience experience has led me to be. I am meant to feel this emotion, negative and positive. Let's feel it. Shit will continue to happen. I'm a passenger in the eye of determinism. Again, it's a paradox. Don't get lost in the sauce. Free will versus determinism. It's really just a bunch of random words that we have decided to put together. Instagram and YouTube, I talk about how I hated scrolling through reels when I see people happy. I don't feel that way anymore. When I see someone happy, I think, okay, good for them. They deserve it. Happiness is very, very fleeting. They caught it and are having fun with it. That's great. The other side is social media isn't real. Some of them are probably miserable as hell. Some of them are probably in a worse situation than me, but they simply want to project something that isn't true, a false narrative. In Albert Camus' teaching, he's very, very against suicide. I am different. To be honest, if I do unalive myself one day, I won't feel anything after. I did the hard part already. I won't think of my family because I reached that point. I've considered everything and I've accepted the choice I will or would have made. When I die, it's simply darkness. Or it could be I meet a judge that will measure my life worth and see if I go back into samsara and reincarnate. I believe I've been a good person. Buddhism says that I can choose a better life than I have now. My life now is great. So if my next life is better, it would not hurt at all. Let's say Christianity is right. I'll accept Odin as the one true God. I'll accept Muhammad. I'll accept Krishna. I'll accept whoever I need to accept before I die, just in case it is true. While it would be ideal to live a life without pain, it's part of it, we can't remove it. The good side is, when life gets hard, we appreciate the time when it's easy. Without that comparison, we wouldn't know. We've all played COD campaign mode. When we make the game too easy, 100 bullet will not kill us, so we just zombie mode through the campaign. If we set it to hard, we gotta be careful. We gotta hide when we need to hide. We gotta wait to go around a guy and knife him when his teammate, his partner isn't here anymore. If we play it on super easy, I would just throw a grenade, cause chaos, and run through it because 1,000 bullets will not kill me. Pain is here. I can't make it disappear, so let's just appreciate it for what it is, take what we can out of it, leave everything else that we don't like about it. In the end, it doesn't matter. Steve Jobs, he died. While I'm sure he was somewhat proud of what he has done at Apple, I'm pretty sure he was thinking about his family and his friends more than Apple. We will all die. If you don't need to worry, don't. Sounds easier to say than do, so I really am a better person than most of you. Makasy Tan, a man with anxiety, is able to say fuck it and ignore his anxiety most of the time. Isn't that great? In the last video, it was not me. This video, this is who I am. I am proud of who I am, how I think, how I fight in this game called life. With regard to the direction of my life, in the next 2 weeks, something could come up and change everything. I'm good at adapting. Again, I didn't know Germany was in the card, but here we are, and now I'm learning Deutsch. Wie geht's? What I want you to get out of this video is find a pocket of time and space to enjoy life. Happiness is very fleeting. Worrying will not help. Do what you need to do to survive and don't do more than being asked. You're not going to solve all of your problems all at once. Even when you do, more problem will come. So find that pocket of time and space to feel happiness. Goodbye.